Yeah. What happened to my foot pedal? Are we not doing that?
All right, man. You want host to give a countdown? Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Is everyone ready for Super Mario Bros. 3? So, once I say go, you guys will go, okay?
Okay.
So in 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck, guys. All right, this is SMB3. These guys will be racing 100% for you guys tonight. And off to a pretty good start in 1-1 for both of them.
All right, so one thing they're going to have to pay attention to throughout the run is they want to make sure they do not want to get 3 of a kind of any of these pictures, especially of the star, because that is quite the time cost.
2.5 seconds for a triple star, and then about 3/4 of a second for the other ones.
All right, Cujo got it. It's a very difficult jump. Chuck got it as well. You have to jump basically as soon as you get that mushroom in order to keep your P-speed and keep it through the level. All right, 1-4 is the first auto-scroller of the game. There is a slight incentive going on. We've got a few people that will donate quite a bit of money if you guys can get the 1-4 one-up glitch. I'll go into that as it comes here. Cujo got it.
Nice.
All right, so it's not a very important trick, but it's one that we like to do because we need to find something to do during auto-scrollers. Basically what Cujo did is he did a tail wag at a very precise moment after collecting a 1-up, and what that does is kind of confuses the game as to what sound it should play, so it gives that little messed up jingle there.
Doesn't actually save any time, it just sounds cool.
Yeah. All right, they're both moving into the fort here. It's actually faster to complete the level by flying up and getting the whistle. They won't be using it, but it does complete the stage a lot faster than fighting Boom Boom.
It's also important for them to remember to not spam the button during the menu, as many speedrunners like to do, otherwise they'll use the whistle and it'll invalidate the run.
All right, so there's a slight variance there. The Hammer Bros move around kind of randomly, so Cujo fought it early. Chuck is going to fight it a little bit later here.
P-speed coming out of the pipe, very nice.
And Cujo actually, the way the Hammer Bro is set up, there's certain spots on the map where Hammer Bros will actually give you a power-up. So he went and collected a Fire Flower, which he'll be using later, and getting that early saves a little bit of time. All right, Chuck got the first try, P-speed there. That's called the Superman. Cujo had to take a second try. We'll call that the Clark Kent. All right, they're both moving into the first castle here. All the castles in this game are auto-scrollers, so they're actually a pretty good time to read donations if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
All right, I got ourselves a $40 donation from Orange Nova. Chuck, you can do it. Also, what's with the pink deer behind you? Donation goes to Chuck's Choice.
What deer?
What big deer?
We also got a $30 donation from Pcash. I just realized I've been watching so much SGDQ 2015 that I've seen 2 stream resets. So I figured it's about time I donate, especially since we're in the middle of a Mario block. Thanks to the players for sharing your hard work and math skills with all of us. Thanks to the organizers for putting together such a great event. And happy Sys Admin Appreciation Day for those unsung heroes who make the world turn. So here's $30 to the amazing MSF in the name of one of my all-time favorites. Shout out the Colossus and Floating Aggro.
So one of the very few ways they can save time on an airship is they can fire kill the Kupagat. So after firing so many, they can kill them. Unfortunately, it's not possible if you don't have your fire plotter.
And I'm sure everybody's about to ask, it is faster to wait for the wand to fall for you. It seems like it's the other way around. You want to jump for it, but in this cutscene that comes up afterwards, Mario falls a little slower than the wand does, so that's why we always wait for the wand.
We have a $50 donation from Anonymous. I've been loving this week and I can't wait for all the Mario games tonight. Shout out to all the runners and everyone working to make this possible this week. You guys rock. Here's hoping to get the 1 million this summer for an awesome organization. Save the animals.
All right, pretty good 2-1s. 2-2 has a pretty tricky slide at the very beginning in order to make enough speed to clear a gap here. Could do just enough there. And Chuck's got it easily.
We have a $20 donation from Roy the Flamboyant. So glad to be able to offer any money towards SGDQ and a great cause. Wanted to wish good luck to my friend Chuck tonight. Been waiting all week to see this race. Also, frames are tasty, but saving the animals is tastier. Save them all.
All right, they both kept P-speed to the pipe there. Chuck actually got P-speed about as soon as you can in the fort. Cujo was just a slight bit off. So here we'll see Cujo save a little bit of time here. By fire killing the Boom Boom, it's a lot faster than having to wait to jump on him 3 times.
We have a $50 donation from Storm Worder. Hey Chuck, Storm here. Decided what better way to spend these hard-earned dollars making smoothies than on SGDQ. Hyped to see you here, and I wish you the best of luck in your Super Mario Bros. 3 race. Put this towards saving the animals because my snoring puppy guilt trips me into doing so. Oh, and what pink deer?
All right, you just saw that from Chuck there. If you jump on that Koopa shell a little early, Cujo just did it as well. You can save a little bit of time by not having to wait for it to go back and forth again. All right, you're going to see a slight variance here by the level orders they select. There in the top right, there is a Whistle Hammer Bro that they'll need to beat since it is 100%. So they want to follow around the other Hammer Bro that has a hammer, and they want to beat him as soon as possible to get up there. So you might see them go to different levels based on where the Hammer Bros are moving. It's kind of one of the interesting things about 100% is everyone kind of takes its own shape just based on which levels you have to go to in what order.
One of the nice features of 100% is you don't have to worry about early hammer, which means you have to wait for the Hammer Brothers to get in a certain path early, and you can skip a few levels in 100% since they have to complete all the levels and all the Hammer Brothers. Not so much a factor, so less resets for speedrunners.
For sure.
Very nice.
That was a good 2-4 by Chuck. That's a very difficult level.
We have a $20 donation from Mellow Yellow 8787. Hey guys, it's Mellow. Looking forward to a great race between Cujo and Chuck. I don't know who to root for. Just excited to see some great Super Mario Bros. 3 strats. Hype!
All right, Cujo's moving into the pyramid, which is a very, very difficult level to keep your P-speed and get under those walls every time. It's a pretty good pyramid.
Also, for those of you who might not know, you're going to use the term such as P-speed of it. It just means that Mario's running at the fastest possible pace, and you can see it is indicated by the arrows on the bottom, so just so you know, that's what we're talking about when we refer to P-speed. No Star Train for Chuck, very nice.
I was worried.
All right, Cujo moves into 2-4 now, as Chuck goes to 2-5. Very nice 2-4.
That was a pretty aggressive change hop at the beginning of Chuck's stage.
Yeah, he can sometimes get right in your face, and sometimes he just kind of goes away. It's just kind of luck-based. All right, Chuck's got one more Hammer Bro to kill here real quick as Cujo moves into the World 2 auto-scroller.
Now would probably be a good time to read some donations as we're waiting for Morton.
No problem, but I also just want to remind people that this is your last chance to get a chance to donate at least $5 to get yourself a chance to win a P-Wing Sprite patch. We also have a $60 donation from Bjorn Tor Leder. Greetings from Norway. It's generally a cost of the new game on consoles costs $60 nowadays, so this is my donation. My game for this summer goes to Doctors Without Borders, it seems. It's fitting for a gaming event. $10 from Drinky Llama. Having so much fun watching GDQ. Chuck, you're my favorite streamer. If you win, I will sub for the rest of my life. No pressure. Much love.
Thank you.
Lemon63 donates $50. Been looking forward to this run since it was announced. Watching speedruns all night with a girlfriend is the best way to spend a week. Thanks for putting on this event for such a good cause. Save the animals. Graviter Box donates $5 from Marty and Graviter Box to Cujo. Cujo, we love you. You are the true Mariologist.
Love you too, Gravator.
That was a really nice fire kill. Morton can be a real troll when it comes to fire kills, so very well done by Cujo there.
Kilomox donates $10. Best of luck to both Cujo and Chuck on the Hundo race. Both of these runners are among the best in Super Mario Bros. 3 and both helped me learn the game myself. I'm super hyped for this race.
Thanks, Killa.
So an important thing to think about for both runners and casuals like going into World 3, make sure that your coins do not end in a multiple of 11 and your score does not end in a multiple of 10. That will turn one of the Hammer Brothers into a coin ship, and that yields an auto-scroller, something you do not want, especially in a 100% run.
Right, there's strategies in a lot of levels, or a lot of levels you want to check your coin count in order to make sure it's in a good spot. So usually isn't a problem, but if you're not watching out, it can happen immediately and then really, really cost you a lot of time in your run. All right, Cujo's moving on to 3-2. This was I wouldn't say a recent development, but a lot of people have started using it now, using the P-speed strat here in 3-2. So very nicely done.
We have a $100 donation from Muda Fuda. As they say in World 4, go big or go home. Had to donate during one of my favorite games for a 100% run of my favorite game. Great to be able to donate to a great event for a great cause.
All right, Chuck actually went for the Fire Flower there because he needed to pick one up, so no P-speed strat for him, but he still got through the level pretty well. 3-2 can be a very trolly level. Those cheeps can just be really mean.
So as we're moving into 3-3 here, you need to be very careful with how you get your jumps and your pace speed, because the big fish, that's Boss Bass, if he catches you, it's a one-hit KO no matter how many power-ups you have. So always watch where you're jumping. And actually, pace speed is the easier way to do the level as soon as you learn the strat.
They both did 3-3 pretty well there.
Very nice, Chuck.
Cujo gets to the fort. This is one of the few instances in the game where you actually have to move left, so you gotta be ready for that. All right, Cujo's using a P-Wing here, moving into 3-5. It's a mostly water stage, but you can just fly right over it. If you do it pretty well, you can get through the level actually a lot quicker than swimming through it. There's a lot more items collected since we're killing all the Hammer Bros and everything, but for the most part, every item is used. You might even see music boxes depending on situations and stuff like that. So there's a lot of items you gain, but there's a lot of items that you use. So it's all pretty important to keep your inventory in check.
You will see most of the items being used during a warpless run because you can use hammers and Jukum's Clouds to skip stages, but in this sense, they're doing all of them. Hammers may be used every once in a while, but Jukum's Clouds, not so much. If they use it, it's more or less to get a power-up from a future stage to go back to a past stage and help complete it.
Yeah, you're absolutely allowed to use the hammers and the clouds as long as you go back and complete every level you skip. All right, Cujo's moving into 3-6 here while Chuck finishes up 3-4.
Nice jump over the gut by Chuck in 3-4.
All right, they'll both be in an auto-scroller now, so if you want to read some donations, that would be a good time.
Sure thing. I got a $20 donation from that Kayla person. There are 2 times of the year I always look forward to, AGDQ and SGDQ. Thank you for making this a great sleepless week. Also, those animals have been saved enough. Let them die. Got a $51 donation from Pat118. Greetings from Cambridge, UK. Keep up the good work. Thanks to everyone who makes this possible.
Nice green donut block there by Chuck.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cujo had a green block earlier. That's just little graphical glitches you can do. Like I said, auto-scrollers, when you've gone through them a few times, they're not very exciting, so we try to spice them up a little bit.
Got a $50 donation from Teeth Time. Watched the GDQ events for a long time now, but never donated. Seemed like to change that. Thanks to all the terribly entertaining runs. I don't think I've gotten anything really done all week.
All right, Cujo's moving into 3-7. That's another stage that's added on in 100%. It's a pretty difficult stage. Oh, we actually hit the block there.
I was going to say that no block takes you up to a coin heaven where at the end you can end the stage with an item, which is a Jukum Cloud. So if you're playing casually, you'll definitely want to pick that up.
Yeah.
So Cujo's entering the only water-based fortress of the game. Chuck doesn't hit the block.
We get 3-7 there.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is probably about most of the swimming you will see them do throughout the run. A lot of the water levels are either skipped over in one way or another.
Now, if you notice, star trains, or almost star trains, have almost been pretty common here. At the end of the stage, you end up with a card, and if you hit the leftmost corner of the block, most of the time you're guaranteed to start, which is great if you actually want lives, bad for a speed run. So you have to consciously think about that. Make sure every 3 you at least grab something other than a star. So we talked about P-Speed a little bit in 3-3. As Cujo just finishes 3-8 there, there's no way to escape Boss Bass via P-Speed there. So it's all about just making sure you know where Boss Bass is at all times, as you'll see what Chuck does here, and taking him out either with a block or with a fireball. Very nice, Chuck.
All right, Cujo's coming up to 3-9. There's a very difficult trick to do in this stage, so we'll see if he can get it. Nice.
All right.
So if you keep your P-speed and time your jumps correctly, you can jump over that little H.
There's very distinct places where you need to jump to clear that H block. So you get another chance to see it again as Chuck goes through 3-9. Chuck also with the H jump.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Chuck, what would you say about H jump?
I'd say it's hard.
Okay, so we're approaching another airship. We have a very exciting boss at the end of it, but we do have time for a few donations if you have them for the World Tour airship.
Sure thing. We got a $50 donation from Anonymous. This is a supremely entertaining speedrun. When I was a kid, I would always rage quit out of this game before the first world was over. Keep it up, putting all my donation towards the Minecraft All Achievements goal. Thank you to all the runners for putting in their time for a good cause. We also got a $30 donation from Cronian. Thanks for going fast. Also, a $10 donation from Anonymous. I remember when Mario 3 first came out. None of these guys look like they're old enough to remember that. Thanks for making me feel old. There's a $14.20 donation from the Gorn Lord. First time I'm watching a GDQ marathon and I'm loving it. I totally get speedruns now. Save the animals. What is wrong with you monsters?
All right, Cujo's about to enter the Wendy fight. It's probably one of the easier fire kills at times, but it's still very, very hard. Wendy likes to be a troll sometimes and jump out of the way of your fireballs. Good fire kill from Cujo.
Very nice, Cujo. That's one of the toughest bosses in the game. Yeah, you definitely want to fire kill Wendy as soon as possible because if you lose your fire, those candy rings she shoots out, they bounce all over the stage. They don't dissipate.
Yeah, doing a jump kill on Wendy is a lot harder actually than doing a fire kill.
And Chuck with the fire kill. Yes.
Oh, that nice fireball.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right, moving into World 4. I think this is a lot of people's favorite worlds.
Not mine.
Maybe not for speedrunning. Casually, it's a pretty interesting world, but speedrunning, there's a lot of really tricky levels in this one.
What do you feel are some of the more challenging levels to speedrun during World 4 since you kind of grown during it?
First fort.
Yeah, First
Okay.
Fort is a very, very difficult level.
Pretty much the hardest level in the game.
I believe you take a star into the fortress.
Yeah,
Most people do, yeah.
Yeah, they'll start with one. It's Chuck getting P-speed in 4-1. Very nice. All right, Cujo's moving into 4-3 now. 4-3 is probably my favorite level to speedrun. It's one of those levels that it's pretty tricky, but when you pull it off, it's extremely satisfying.
If you want to learn Mario 3 as a speedrun, one of the easiest ways to get a feel for P-speed is to kind of take a star in there and kind of experiment with what's going on in there. It's an easy way to get past the buzzy beetles in the beginning. Here goes Cujo, he's flying through it.
Very nice.
Awesome.
One more thing I'll note here real quick. They actually both just used a music box. They'll still have to fight the bros, but it's actually a little faster to have them just stay put. Oh. Yeah, that jump is very difficult to make. You have a very tiny little gap to squeeze in there. We'll see how Chuck tackles the fort. Ah. Couldn't squeeze in there either. All right, Cujo
All
gets
right.
the Lakitu bounce in 4-4.
that wall is actually more of a challenge than it looks. There's two different ways to do it. One is to kind of walk off the corner and jump twice. And these two are actually using the jump method. So you jump twice right off the bat, swim 3 times over the wall.
We have a $50 donation from
Nice.
Anonymous. Always thought I was good at this game. Apparently not. Murdered them animals.
That Lakitu at the end of 4-4 can be a real troll and throw a spiny right in front of you as you're about to go into the pipe.
So one of the reasons why they probably use the music box is there are times where the Hammer Brothers just keep moving and moving and moving, and sometimes it can last up to 20-30 seconds if you have really bad luck with more Hammer Brothers. So good move using the music box put them to sleep at the beginning.
Yeah. Chuck almost got Task Bros there. It's actually faster if the Hammer Bros walk into you as opposed to moving into them. So if you can get them in like a train like that, it actually saves a little bit of time, but it's pretty rare to happen. Chuck hit a corner there, and it kind of screwed up his momentum for that jump. Cujo with a really nice 4-6 there.
Nice maneuvering by Chuck there to grab the mushroom. That could have deflected right back into him.
Right, Cujo. There is a way to get P-speed in the beginning of that fort there, but Cujo just kind of missed it. It's pretty tough timing to get.
So how do you gain P-speed in the beginning of that fortress? What can we look for?
It's basically just timing your jumps. You want to be running right on the edge of platforms and time your jumps correctly so you don't start losing P-speed. So you're just continually gaining and gaining until you get it. So it's really just really precise timing of your jumps in order to get it.
We'll see if Chuck can pull it off.
Cujo's moving into World 4 airship. That would be a good time to catch a nap if you want. World 4 airship is extremely slow.
I believe that it's one of the, is it the longest level of the game?
Yes, I believe so. It takes over 2 minutes, and it is just incredibly slow. So Chuck's moving in there as well. So we'll have a good chunk of time here for some donations.
All right, we got a $100 donation from Justin B236. Greetings from Canada. I figured I would donate during one of my favorite games, Super Mario Bros. 3. You all do amazing work. The amount of money you raise for deserving charities is amazing. Love you all and continue to do what you do. Save the frames, kill the animals. We also have a $20 donation from Losso42. Good luck to the Super Mario Bros. 3 runners. These two have been a big help in me learning this game. Remember, H-Jump is literally free. P.S. Kill those animals.
Thanks,
Literally
Lasso.
free.
Thanks, Lasso.
Jacob donates $50. Thanks to everyone making this happen. You are awesome. Also, I'm not sure what's up with these animals, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. $30 from Tammy and Chad. Love watching these amazing Mario speedruns. Best date night ever.
So actually, the World 4 airship does have one nice function. Right at the beginning, you saw a nice collection of coins. This is a good time to take a look, evaluate your coin counter to make sure you don't fall within that multiple of 11.
Yeah, they both moved their coins to 89, which is 1 over that multiple 11, so they'll be in a good spot coming into World 5.
So what are some things to look out for in World 5?
Probably one of the hardest levels coming up is 5-3. It's a very difficult level to do quickly, and then really all of the sky. World 5 maybe isn't the hardest, but it's very unforgiving. There's a lot of spots where if you make a mistake, it'll just kill you instantly.
And to answer any questions, no, they're not going to be using the boot in 5-3.
No, unfortunately, the boot is not fast enough.
Sorry.
And even though 5-9 is an auto-scroller, that's actually a really challenging level and pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, actually, both of the auto scrollers are actually, you got to pay attention to them. They're pretty tricky.
I believe Chuck told me during practice that I want to say 5.6 it was. That's a serious time level.
Oh yeah, that will it's an auto scroller, but I'm sure they'll both want serious time for that one.
Yeah.
So Chuck, can you tell us why you didn't particularly fire kill Iggy during this fight?
I haven't really learned a consistent way to do it, and he's just aggravating.
Iggy tends to jump around a lot, which makes it hard to hit him with fireballs.
Yeah.
It's still possible to fire kill him, but it's really, really hard.
Cujo with a nice little skip up there in 5-2. If you get up to the top, it's a lot easier and faster to get through the stage, so.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend not taking the bottom route in 5.2. You first end up in water, and then there's just enemies everywhere
Yeah,
throwing
there's
blocks
just guys
at you.
throwing blocks at you. It's a really hard section.
If you're playing it casually, take a raccoon turtle in there and hover down during the first part and go take the upper part. Much easier.
All right, here again, you might see them go slightly different routes. Again, you want to get around, fight all the bros, kill all the, or beat all the stages as fast as possible. So there might be different routes that you take depending on which seems faster.
Nice fort for Cujo.
It was a good fort.
Thanks.
All right, Cujo's moving into 5-3 now. Half of the difficulty of this stage is just having to run left. It's really throws you off your game.
Fortunately, though, that's only for half the level where he has to run left.
Got through the first room really well. Oh. There's a backup fire flower right there, so he'll be okay with that. Chuck also moving into 5-3 now. Gets through the first room really well.
So one of the unique things about World 5 is there's actually an upper part and a lower part. There's going to be a fortress-like structure, and once they're finished with that, instead of fighting Boom Boom, they will go up a pipe and they'll be taken to the second part of the map, which is the sky.
Nice 5-3 there by Chuck. Cujo with a good start to the tower. This is another level that's very difficult. You can keep your P speed through the entire thing, but you have to really time your jumps well to do it. And again, Cujo's adjusting his coins there. That was a good tower.
Now, if you really want a challenging way to play 5-4, try doing that level with the frog suit.
All right, Cujo's going to use another music box here. That Hammer Bro down there, if he gets on the other side of 5-9, he moves around a lot, and it wastes a pretty good amount of time because you're constantly waiting for him to move.
All right, so Chuck's moving into 5-4. You have to make sure to time your jumps carefully, jump off the platforms at the right time. You don't want to be on one of those when it starts spinning. Nice level for Chuck.
All right, Cujo's entering 5-6. This is it's an auto scroller, but it's very tough.
We have a $50 donation from Jay Hatmaker. Thanks for the most least productive week at work I've had all year. And thanks to all the runners. Appreciate what you're doing.
It was an interesting 5-5 there from Chuck, but he got through it pretty well. All right, you actually saw Cujo delayed a little bit there. There's a really weird thing with the pipe at the end of this level. If you go in too soon, you can actually go to the very end of the screen and get crushed. And then you die, and you have to do the entire level over again. So everybody takes that last little section just a little safe, just to make sure they don't get crushed.
Surprised they take the P switch there. Is that just another product of boredom?
A little bit. It's you've got some wider platforms to jump on as well. But yeah, it's part of it's just kind of boredom, just something to do while you're waiting.
Well, at least it's boredom with a function.
I'd say it's safer overall.
Yeah, it's a lot safer.
All right, Cujo moving into Skyfort. Skyfort's a very brutal level if you mess it up.
He didn't clip into the wall, huh?
No.
Didn't try the double frame perfect clip there.
So basically in that level, I mean, I wouldn't even want to try it in a run, but you can clip into the right wall in the first room and it'll take you automatically to Boom Boom, but it's very difficult to pull off.
Yeah, it saves a tiny amount of time, and if you mess it up, you don't get another shot. You just die, and you lose probably your fire and all that. So really risky. I don't think really anybody goes for it and runs. Nice 5-8 by Cujo.
Alright, Chuck entering the fire fort. One unique thing about this level is that the ceiling is also made of lava, so potobos will come down from it, but since Chuck's using V-speed like he just did, you don't really see them that often.
All right, Cujo entering 5-9. This is another one of those really tricky auto-scrollers. Pretty soon you'll see some fire spitters come out and they get really annoying and get in your way.
Chuck entering 5-8. Let's see how he handles Lakitu.
Nicely done.
Very nice, Chuck. It's really difficult to get under Lakitu there without taking a hit.
All right, Cujo gets through 5-9 unscathed as Chuck starts to enter it.
Alright, so we got a pair of auto-scrollers here. Chuck's going through 5-9. Cujo's about to enter the airship. This would probably be a pretty good time for donations.
All right, we got a $103.30 donation from Ellipsis. Watching Mitch pull off Super Mario Bros. 3 Wrong Warp live from right beyond the couch at SGDQ was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in gaming, and definitely the most hype moment of my entire week. It inspired me to run this category myself, and it's really exciting to see the game back for another GDQ. Best of luck to both runners. We have a $50 donation from Carl Wu. Glad I got home in time to see Chuck and Cujo racing Super Mario Bros. 3. I've been looking forward to this all week. Best of luck to both of you. Do the stuff, get the thing. My donation goes half to Chuck's choice and half to Cujo's choice.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
UUK donates $50. I've missed more of the marathon than I'd liked this year, but I'm glad I got here in time for the Mario block. Here's $50 towards saving the animals because making runs that tiny bit harder makes things more interesting. Thank you, Iodite, for $20. Finally, some Mario games. There's a much better way to celebrate a college graduation. Good luck to all Mario runners. I will be glued to my screen. Also, let's kill the animals. They can save themselves.
Nice fire kill there. It's one of the weird things about this category is since you know exactly when you'll be entering the airship, you'll know exactly what pattern the Koopa Kings will give you. So Roy gives you a pattern in 100% that's actually pretty decent for getting a fire kill on him.
The Roy fight is very unsettling because if you're caught at the ground at any point when Roy hits the ground, you become stunned, and he could also just sit right over Mario and just stun lock him.
Yeah,
So-
quite often, if you get hit once by a roll, you get hit twice.
All right, so Cujo's entering World 6. Ice mechanics present everywhere in this world. Something you got to get used to.
Yeah, this is where the run starts to really, really differ from Warpless. A lot of World 6 and a lot of World 7 are either skipped or items are used in levels. But in 100%, since you have to do everything, there's a lot more levels you have to do, a lot more strats you have to do. So these are probably the two most difficult worlds to learn in this category.
Yeah, up to this point, most of the levels that are not featured in Warpless are auto-scrollers.
Cujo had P-speed there, but could miss the jump.
So in World 6, there are less auto-scrollers that are featured in the 100% category. So definitely some more additional strategies to learn from that of Warpless.
So Cujo opted to go to 6-2 instead here. He's going to collect power-ups so that he'll have a little easier time next time through. You can clear that very high block if you hit the music blocks just right, but it's pretty hard to get, so a lot of times you just have to wait and ride over across.
It is possible to do 6-3 with P-speed, but it takes precision.
All right, they're both about to be in some auto-scrollers here, so we could get a couple donations in if you got some.
All right, we got a $10 donation from Norwar. Keep up the great runs and destroying my sleep schedule. Kill the says and frame the animals. $50 from Rob P. Love GDQ. Thanks for an incredibly entertaining stream. Keep up the great job, guys. The tech guys are awesome. Thank you, Spence, for your $20 donation. I've been a gamer since I could hold a controller, and despite how much the gaming world has changed, Mario Bros. 3 is still one of my favorite all time. This race reminds me of how much I enjoy this game. Good luck to both of you.
All right, Cujo's about to enter the first fort of the world. There's a neat little strat that he's going to do here. He's going to collect this leaf and then use it to just damage boost across the spikes here instead of riding the elevator. Good first room there. Now there's another interesting strat in the second room here. He's going to collect this star and hurry over to Boom Boom. He got there with enough time, so he'll be able to just run directly into Boom Boom with the star and kill him instantly.
That is the only fortress in the entire game where you can kill Boom Boom with the star.
Cujo got a little marathon there. The bros walked to the same spot and then wouldn't get unstuck. So that's a little bit of time loss. Ooh, Chuck missed the leaf there, so he's going to have to wait a little bit. He won't have enough invincibility to get all the way across the spikes.
Looks like Chuck got there with enough time too.
Nice job.
Nice Chuck.
Had a little scoot there at the end, but he got in there fine. All right. So Cujo used the music blocks there. He doesn't want to fight the bros until he has a leaf power-up, and he'll use it not in this level, but in the next. So it's a little faster to fight Hammer Bros with either a Fire Flower or a Tail. So he put them to sleep so he could do these levels and then have the tail ready for when he's about to fight them. Chuck about to do the same thing here.
One of the things I actually like about 6-6 is that it shows that you can actually carry P-speed into the water for a very short amount of time, so you can use that as a little bit of an extra boost.
Yeah, you get some really fast swimming if you get P-speed in the beginning like they both just did. Water physics are a little weird in this game, but this is probably a pretty scary level. It's kind of long and there's a lot of stuff that can get in your way. Going through it small is pretty scary. Cujo gets through it okay. Looks like Chuck's doing all right here, too.
Very nice. Okay, so Cujo's entering a very special level. He decided to take the P-Wing with him, and for right reason. The exit of this you cannot achieve by simply going to the right-hand side of the level. What's going to happen is Cujo's going to take what would be known as a secret exit out of there. Normally, you would have to take a Koopa shell and get a raccoon tail, but in this case, the P-Wing facilitates the whole process.
Normally, there's actually 2 nippers by the pipe, but I was able to despawn one of them by going really fast.
And Chuck
basically.
gets it well. That's a very,
Very
hard
nice,
strat.
guys.
Very good job by both of them there.
Well done.
All right, now they're cleaning up the last 2 Hammer Bros in the game, so at this point they won't have to worry too much about their coins and their count. They won't have any chance to get any coin chips anymore.
Nope, that's the last of the Hammer Brothers. Right after Chuck's done with this one, that's it. So the auto-scroller Cujo is in, if you collect all the coins, I believe you can make a white mushroom appear.
Yes, this is one of the stages. There's a stage in each of the first 7 worlds, I believe, that has a white mushroom house in it, and that requires you to collect a certain amount of coins, usually all of them, in individual stages, and this is the one in World 6. I believe in odd number worlds you'll get a P-Wing, even number worlds you'll get an anchor, which can be used to keep the airship in place in case you die on it. Oh, Cujo tries for another one-up glitch, but is unsuccessful on that one.
Since they're both in auto-scrollers, I think we can fit a couple donations in here.
All right, we got a $15 donation from Kaith Myers. Go Chuck! I'm rooting for you. You also get to choose where my money goes, as long as it isn't regarding the animals. Kind regards. We also have a $10 donation from Fire Pandas. $10 because of my favorite streamer Chuck is running Super Mario Bros. 3. SGDQ is always an amazing time. Thanks for the dedication.
All right, Cujo did take a hit there. It's going to slow down the beginning of the fort just slightly, as he's going to have to collect this one over here. But it shouldn't be too big of a time loss. This is a very difficult fort, by the way. You'll see some interesting strats here.
Wow.
Nicely
Very nice,
done by
Cujo.
Cujo. Chuck takes a slightly different route through, but it's actually about the same speed. So very nicely
That's
done by
good.
both of them.
It's very easy to get trapped in that corner by Boom Boom.
Coming across the big H there. Cujo gives it a nice little hop. Ooh, Chuck, I think, got caught on the edge of the slope there and lost his P speed, unfortunately. All right, Chuck, are you going for it?
I'm about to try something potentially foolish for charity.
Oh no.
All right, let's give him some serious time.
Very well done. That is a one-frame trick. You have to hit just in the right spot and jump it just at the right time. And it saves probably half a second, if that even. So, but it looks great.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
Very nice, 6-10 levels of them.
Yeah, that's another one of the levels that's added on in 100%. That's a lot tricky, very tricky to learn.
Oh shoot.
Oh.
So this level's the introduction of the conveyor belts, and most of the time they'll push against you or either into something.
Chuck's getting through the fort the second time here. All right. There's a very difficult jump on this airship, actually, so we'll need a little bit of serious time at the beginning as they go for it. All right, Cujo's able to make it.
Oh no.
Oh no. That platform is one of the best things to do in the run to troll everybody with. All right, Cujo's going to be going for the Lemmy fire kill here. This is a pretty new fire kill that was just found, and it's pretty interesting when he pulls it off. Oh, he got shot out there. What he wanted to try to do there is get right in the corner up next to Lemmy and just spam fireballs at him to kill him really quickly. It's also very important that they're both at least Big Mario here coming up for the next level. I believe there is another little donation challenge for first try 7-1 clip. So good luck to both of you guys.
We have a $100 donation from Mr. Cab 121. I promised Chuck I would donate for the 6'9" wall jump. That was awesome. Good job and good luck on the race.
Second try, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Second try again.
Very nice
That's
try.
very good. That is a very hard clip to get, so anybody would take second try. All right, 7-2 is also another difficult stage. You want to get P-speed early and use it to carry over that gap. So Cujo does it pretty well there.
That gap's important to get over because it actually forms an invisible bridge full of note blocks, and then you'd be forced to take the pipe back down and try again.
Chuck clears
Very
it as
nice,
well.
Chuck.
Good job, guys.
So 7-3 is one of those stages where if you're playing a casual, you can actually carry a star throughout the entire stage. Those blocks that you see frequently, those contain stars in them, but you have to carry it from the first one. But of course, the speedrunners aren't going to use that, so let's see how they handle it. There's another invisible bridge in 7-5 where Cujo's going into.
That's really bad.
That's a rough mistake. You really don't want to lose your P-wing in this stage, otherwise it's quite the trek to have to get through the maze.
Yeah, the P-Wings used to clear the invisible bridge I was talking about.
You can actually do a tail whip and slide under that block all in one motion. It's a little trick we call the sexy slide. All right, they both get out a 7-5 without too much trouble. So, moving on to 7-4. 7-4 is the worst level in the game. It is an auto-scroller, but it's also underwater, and it's also very important to not get hit during it. So, This is not a fun level when you're in the middle of a good run. We should have time for a few donations, though.
All right, I got a $20 donation from Quiet Kitten 141. Quiet Kitten here, loving the Super Mario 3 race. Good luck to both the runners and let the winner choose what to put my money towards. $20 from Aunt May. Great race so far. You guys made this look too easy. I'm an animal. Please don't kill me.
Cujo got a really nasty pattern there from those fish and Boss Bass down there. It's not the end of the world. He'll have to use a cloud coming up here in order to get back on track. But it is a slight time loss.
We have a time for a few more donations.
Sure thing, we got a $50 donation from Final Warrior 49. I continue to be amazed and inspired by the speedrunning community. Keep up the great work, everyone. We have a $30 donation from Iron Buckeye. Sad I couldn't attend this like I did SGDQ, but I've been looking forward to watching Cujo run this game all week. Best luck to both runners. But go Cujo!
Thanks, Buckeye.
JP Polnareff donates $30. Watching these guys play these games so fast is amazing. Makes me feel like a turtle in comparison.
All right, now they'll both be moving into the first plant level. Instead of Hammer Bros, World 7 has these little plant levels that you go into. They'll be using stars to get through both of them pretty quickly, but they're probably some pretty challenging levels casually.
We have a $10 donation from Nick Romancer. Wanted to donate a bit here during one of my favorite games. I still remember when my dad got me out of school early and surprised me with Super Mario Bros. 3. It was one of the coolest things he ever did. Thank you for doing what you do. Put this towards runner's choice.
All right, so there you saw Cujo cloud over the fort and then use a P-Wing in 7-6 to get a tailback. Chuck actually has an extra P-Wing since he did the 6-9 wall jump, so he just used it here. Cujo will have to do a little slightly different strat in order to get up to the pipe quickly.
This is another one of those levels similar to 6-5 where you can't just simply end the level by going all the way to the right. You have to find a pipe in the ceiling, which will actually take you to Boom Boom. Chuck opts for the P-Wing over the 7-6 clip.
You can clip 7-6. It's a really hard one to do and doesn't save nearly as much time as the 7-1 clip will.
It's also harder to clip with the tail.
All right, 7-8's a pretty fun level to watch and do in the speedrun. They'll be using stars and a lot of the tail mechanics in order to get through the level really quickly. Now they both took damage intentionally there. They don't need the leaf anymore, and generally the leaf is actually slower to have, so you only see them use it when they need it.
It is possible to clip through that pipe in 7-7, but it's really risky. It doesn't really save a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, this stage isn't very long, so it's usually better to just go into the stage and do it like this. Cujo gets the 2-star. Looks like Chuck will as well. Oh!
What?
Jumped just a tiny bit too late there.
Those monsters have a very unfair hitbox.
Yes. All right, 7-9 that Cujo's just entering. This is another one of those maze levels. A lot of maze levels in World 7. But using a P-Wing and knowing the correct way to go, he'll be able to get through it pretty quickly.
You can skip about maybe half the level or so if you just fly up to the top. Saves a lot of time if you have a tail.
All right, Cujo grabs the fire flower here. There is a fire kill strat to get through this fortress and kill Boom Boom. It's very difficult though, so we'll see if he's able to pull it off. He loses his fire flower there. Chuck tried to do a clip there. If you can get that clip, it does save a pretty good amount of time. But it's a pretty hard clip to get. That hole is just kind of in a really nasty spot.
Nice level by Cujo.
Yeah, good fort by Cujo there. All right, Chuck elects to just use the fire flower as a damage boost. Good first room there. This Boom Boom occasionally will slide around on you. It's actually really aggravating when it happens. But Chuck gets to the level as well.
Nice. Alright, so as Chuck takes the star through the piranha plant and Cujo is on the airship, this would be a good time to read some donations.
All right, we got a $30 donation from Kato Marty. Forget the animals, save the Koopas. Put this money towards Chrono Trigger 100%. Y'all rock. Keep up the good work. From NYC. We have a $30 donation from Radgar31. Thanks for all the quickly done games. You speedrunners are crazy. Half my money goes to 100% Chrono Trigger. The other half goes to saving those animals. We also have a $50 donation from the Chirurgian. I love watching all of the Game Zone's quick events. Great cause, love to donate. This donation is dedicated to my wife, Carolyn, who loves watching these as much as I do. We also have a $50 donation from the Kong _ Thanks to all the runners and people behind the scenes for getting together for such an awesome cause. You've kept me entertained and my phone's battery dead all week. So keep doing what you do. Also, kill them. I have a $50 donation from Anonymous. Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Mega Man, Castlevania, all my favorites. Having so much fun watching people play these games, and I know this is going to a great cause. Got a $5 donation from myself again. Loving this Mario Bros. 3 run so far. When I was a kid, I always had to use the flutes to even beat the game because I was so bad at it. My inner child is cheering on every stage beaten that I couldn't do back in the day. Shoutouts to the announcer who's doing a great job keeping me hyped. Also, space bacon is best bacon. Space frames taste gross. Let's make some space bacon. Kill the animals.
All right, Ludwig is another one of those Koopa kids where he can pound the ground every time he lands. So it's a very scary fight to do, but Cujo gets through it all right.
So the majority of World 8 is a bunch of auto-scrollers, basically. There's one on the ground, there's one in the water, and then there's one in the air. And I feel like the one in the air moves a little faster than the rest of the auto-scrollers. It's kind of weird.
It's a very fast airship. Probably one of the most difficult ones to do casually. All of World 8 is pretty difficult casually, and there's a lot of interesting speed techniques to get through the levels pretty quickly. But unfortunately, you're stuck with a bunch of slow auto-scrollers as well.
If you are playing casually, you'll definitely want to save at least a P-Wing for the Air Force part. Nice kill by Cujo. Nice art by Chalk.
All right, if you've got some more donations, go ahead and read them. They've got a couple more auto-scrollers here.
All right, we got a $50 donation from Joe R. Enjoying this Mario 3 run a lot. You weren't cool unless you had Mario 3 when I was a kid. Also looking forward to the really solid schedule tomorrow. Good luck to the runners. Let the animals burn. Got a $100 donation from Anonymous. Putting this all towards Luigi's Mansion 100%. Best luck to all the runners. We also have a $50 donation from Scruffy123. Bit of spare money to thank each and every speedrunner for doing an amazing job for a great cause. Love each and every one of you. Also, need to save all the animals. We have a $20 donation from 0 Hour. Is this the bit that gets read out? awesome. Hi from the UK. Longtime fan, first time donor. So great to see all the support, all the hype, and having a really enthusiastic announcer. Good job, all. Thank you.
All right, you're actually going to see one of the very few ways you can save time on this auto-scroller. Cujo is grabbing those bomb-bombs and running them into each other so that there aren't too many things on the screen. It's not a very large amount of lag that he'll reduce, but it is important to get.
It also gives them something to do during the
Again, yeah,
auto-scroller.
it's something to keep yourself entertained during the auto-scroller. Oh, Cujo gets boomerangless. If that boomerang bro moves in the right way, you can actually kill him before he even throws a boomerang. It's a very tiny time save, but it's nice when you get it.
So fun fact about the stage that Cujo's in right now, you can actually swim underneath those ships. So if you're playing it casually, feel free to use that as a strategy if you don't want to deal with everything above.
All right, Chuck also gets through that section without any lag, so good job.
If you try to swim under the boats, it's actually possible to get stuck under there, but it's kind of rare.
We have a $100 donation from SuperCube64. Super Mario Bros. 3 was always the go-to game for my brother, sister, and I during snow days. Can't even count how many hours we put into the game. Thank you for showing my younger self how to destroy this game. We also have a $75 donation from Natalie70. Super Mario 3 was one of my all-time favorite games when I was a kid. My brothers and I spent countless hours playing all the zones, especially our favorite Giant Land. Best of luck, everyone. May the RNG gods be in your favor.
So at about this time in Warpless, we'd all be thinking, how many hands am I going to be getting here? Because that can truly make or break a run. In 100%, they're going to be doing all the hand stages, which is nice because you don't have to worry about RNG right at the end of the run.
Yeah, the hands can grab you and still waste a little bit of time, but about the maximum amount of time you can lose in 100% from hands is like 5 seconds, whereas in Warpless, you can lose a minute or maybe even more. So Cujo gets into the first stage without a hand. Gets in the second one as well.
What a waste of good RNG.
I know.
I swear, if he doesn't get a third hand.
Oh, all right. He got grabbed by the third.
Still not bad, even in
Still
Warpless.
not too bad, no.
Let's see what happens for Chuck.
Gets the first one, all right.
Very nice. Ooh. Spaces out the fireballs nicely there to take
That was
out one of
good.
each. Alright, so the level that Cujo's in right now, this is the Air Force level I was talking about. This is auto-scroller actually moves a bit faster than usual, but that also makes the platforms very difficult to jump to. So again, if you're playing casually, use a P-Wing in this level.
Yeah, this is one of the very few auto-scrollers that it is very important to pay attention to, even if you've done it dozens, hundreds of times. Chuck with no hands. What a great use of a no-hands run.
Isn't that always the way during 100%?
It always is, yeah.
Every time.
All right, Cujo makes it to the end of Air Force pretty well. The levels coming up now are very, very difficult. We'll need some serious time as they move through them. These are some of the, probably the hardest levels to do in the entire speedrun. Good 8-1 there from Cujo. Good 8-2 as
Very
well.
nice.
Ooh. That jump to keep your P-speed is very, very difficult. All right, Chuck gets through
Nice
it.
job.
All right, Cujo's going to go for a 1 cycle here. Normally, you'll have to hit 2 P-switches, but Cujo's going to try to get through the rest of the level only hitting the first. And he does it. Ooh. Chuck had some trolling there from the sun. He'll like to get in the way and eat those fireballs, but he gets through the level pretty well.
Very nice hit 1-8 and 8-2 for both
And,
Chuck
yeah,
and
and,
Cujo.
and a good fortress from Cujo there.
So Cujo enters yet another auto-scroller for World 8. This is the last one.
All right, Chuck gets the 1 cycle as well. Yeah, Super Tanks is a really surreal level. You've just gone through some of the hardest stuff in the entire run, and you've got a very difficult Bowser's Castle coming up, but then right smack dab in the middle of it is this like minute and a half of just long, painful auto-scrolling. It's kind of helpful to calm your nerves, but at the same time, it kind of builds the nerves as well.
Yeah.
The best way to get through the level without using any power-ups is to actually hug the right side of the screen.
Yeah, you can actually hug the right side of the screen for the entire level if you just know where to jump. All right, Cujo's moving into Bowser's Castle now. Nice clip. Good castle. Oof. Good fire kill. Bowser takes a lot of fireballs to kill, and he can be a real troll.
Time's coming up when I enter the door.
Why not?
Time.
Chuck with the castle clip, that saves about 1.5 seconds. Good castle.
Very nice.
Nice, good kill.
Very nice.
Time.
All right, that's Super Mario Bros. 3.
That was Super Mario Bros. 3. 100%. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna go ahead and read a couple of donations before we square away for our next game. We had a $200 donation from 17 Master. Happy to be able to see another GDQ, especially a Super Mario Bros. 3 race. My number 2 favorite game in the history of ever. Both runners showing off some great stuff, but that 6'9" wall jump was straight amazing. $100 to each runner's choice. Feels good to donate to a good cause, as always. Thank you, Cross, for your $50 donation. I used to race my friends in Mario 3, and we all thought we were super cool. Turns out, we were naive scrubs. That's fine though, because this run is so awesome. Save frames, kill animals. Thank you, a new Bite Blade, for your $50 donation. Hi all, my fiance and I are longtime watchers from SGDQ 2012 and first-time donors. We're now currently drowning in Yeti shirts from all the past marathons as well. We love what you're doing and have been gamers forever. Here's to another great marathon. Pretty Boy donates $50. Shoutouts to all the runners and thanks to all the Doctors Without Borders volunteers and staff worldwide. My wife spent 6 months in northern Nigeria providing care for lots of women whose lives would be considerably worse without the services that Doctors Without Borders provides. My donation goes to Chrono Trigger 100%.